Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jag. In the previous video I tried to show this is like it's like a foam that was inside under the heel sock, but it was too dark. It wasn't showing up when so I'm doing it with the light behind me. I'm re-recording by hand with the light behind me. There we go. If I just move it about, we can just see that bizarre bump just here. Look, let me just get the angle right. I'll zoom in first and I'll get the angle of the shoe right. Let's just zoom in. There it is. Looks very strange. I've never seen it before, and it was clearly made to fit a peculiarity of the original wearer's feet. And I've removed one. There, yeah, look at that little, just like a squishy. It's a lump, you know, it's quite large, and I've removed it from this one. I've peeled the heel sock back, and this is what was in there, and it was kind of, it's all came out in lumps, and it was kind of curled around and to make it like a little cone. And yeah, it's just some kind of rubber that was, you know, it was clearly there for years and years and years, and nobody would have ever noticed it other than the maker and the person who were made for. But I can't wear these with that in place, so I've got it out of this one. I haven't glued the heel sock down, but let's get some light behind us. There we go. We can see that's quite flat now, but they need really cleaning inside. The salts on the inside, I'll clean it with alcohol, I'll moisturize them, I'll nourish them, I'll glue the heel sock back down, and let's just get the light right behind us again. Ooh, it's very difficult looking inside a dark shoe that's black. Not doing very well, are we? There we go. Yeah. Anyway, it's just there. I'll get that one out, and then I'm going to put the trees in and start to clean them. I'll clean all the insides first. You clean it with alcohol. Any residues, any salts. I think, you know, I'll just clean them all out, really nourish the skins. There's little white patches here, which I've scratched that off with my nail. That's sort of salts. They must have got slightly wet at some point in the winter in the salty ground, and they've been polished over the salty marks. You get like a tide mark, and when they dry out, and so yeah, the salts are still there, which could have been there since, who knows. And yeah, it's definitely got like a tide mark. These have got wet at some point, not horribly, but enough to sort of soaked up and wet the edges and push the polish off and left little salt crystals. So they're definitely going to get the treatment they deserve. The linings peeling slightly, so I'll check all of the stitching, and I will re-stitch that by hand through the original holes with tiny needles. Anywhere where there's frail stitching, I'll pick it out and do it again. But I won't be able to see the stitching clearly until I've got this heavy polish off. To be honest, I like the cracked sort of look. I'd like to just give these a good polish and wear them as they are with the cracks and everything. But I just fear that the shoes are that old that the skins could be very thirsty underneath all this, and I could do a lot of damage. So I'm going to resist that temptation and strip them and repolish them. They're still going to contain, you know, remain a lot of patina, but I'm going to do my best, as I said, you know, to try and retain that polish. I'll try not to strip the caps. I'll keep the original, and I'll just polish over that. I mean, just put a normal amount of polish on here, not acres that will sort of craze and crack. But very excited about these, and the excitement continues. I'm not going to ever tire of these or not be excited when I see them, and they're just totally perfect.